Okay, so for question 22, they need us to sketch and shade the region bounded by our cert. So this region is bounded our cert function and linear function and y-axis. So find out this region first, and then hence calculate its area. So find this area means calculate its area. Okay, so we have to draw out. So normally our area and volume, we need to draw out the graph, then only we can see it clearly, which is the part they will ask us to find. So for cert function, is a wiper, bentuk wiper. Okay, so bentuk wiper. So therefore it will be like this. Okay, so this is our y equals to cert x, bentuk wiper. And then this one, linear, y equals to 2 minus x. So linear graph, negative x, gradient dia turun. Gradient dia turun. So bila x sama dengan kosong, so we can see our intercept when x is equals to 0, y is equals to 2. So garis dia turun. So y equals to 2. So what is the intercept here? When y equals to 0, when y equals to 0, x is equals to 2. So we can do our calculation. And then we can see it clearly. So this region is bounded by 3 boundaries. You can see boundary of cert, curve of cert, curve of line, and then y-axis. So you can see this region is not this here, because I said y-axis. You want curve, you want line, and then y-axis. So y-axis you can see it here. So I will shade it horizontally because I know this one. This is a region attached to y-axis. So this is the region that we want. Okay, so this is the region that we want. Then find out this area. So they are testing us on our area concept. So look at our area concept. Our area is attached to y-axis. Okay, and then the attachments here you can see it is different graph. So we have two parts. One part is area under the curve from cert, another part is the triangle here. So we build out the formula for this area. Okay, so before we build out the formula of this area, so we have to know what is our intersection point. Okay, so that will be very important. What is this point? Because that will be our stopping number, which this part is one part, this up here is another part. So we have to find out this intersection. So that will be our intersection between cert and y equals to 2 minus x. So we can let, okay, so we can let this one, because you want to find out your y value, right? So we will express in terms of y. So x will be equals to 2 minus y. Okay, so this is our curve. X equals to 2 minus y. Okay, x move here, y. Okay, then this one, x will be equals to y squared. So express in terms of y, because we want to find out our y information. So this will be our equation 1. This is our equation 2. To find out the intersection, we do our simultaneous. So substitute it together. We get quadratic. So we rearrange our quadratic. Plus y minus 2. Okay, so y will be equals to 1. Y will be negative 2. So here is value of 1. Okay, so here is value of 1. When you want to do our region attached to y-axis, every term in term of y. When we say they attached to x-axis, then every term should be in term of x. So it will be easier for us. So after we find out the value, we build out the formula for area. So for this area we want to find, we will start integrate 0 until 1. It will be the area attached by the third function. So this third function is x equals to y squared. Then plus, continue, we can attach here from 1 until 2. So that will be our another line, which is x equals to 2 minus y dy. Then we integrate. So area is simple. Area and volume is simple. The first thing you must know how to generate out is formula. Is area, is region. Then step 2, integration. Step 3, rewrite the limit. Then step 4, you can press your calculator and find out the value. So we integrate this, it will be power plus 1 over new power 1, 0. So for here, constant 2 integrate, we get 2y. Then here will y squared over 2, 2. Then we rewrite, okay, upper limit minus lower limit. Just write out. And then just press your calculator. So we look at our marks here. Okay, so what is a marks allocate here? For these 7 marks, of course, our first part is how we find out his point. Okay, find out his point. So that our next part, write out our formula of area correctly, do the integration. And then write out our step upper limit minus lower limit. And that will be our final answer. So your diagram here, they say sketch. So your diagram here also give you, yeah, I'm missing here. So your diagram also got marks. So first one is drawing the 2 graph. Another one marks for your diagram is your labeling. And all this shading. Shade it as R, label XY, label the curve. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 7. Okay. Okay, we continue for part B. They said part B, if R1, just now is R, okay? Just now is R, we find it 5 over 6. If R1 now is a region bounded by the curve, okay? The curve, and then the line, and x-axis, so they go down already. So our region is at here, at axis here. So at axis here, so here is our R1 region. So when I want to find R1 region, I have to know what is this part. Now, what is this point? We have to find out what is this point. Okay, but just now you can see your y is 1, right? So when y is 1, your x is 1. Okay, so we can see it clearly from our diagram. So we have to find out what is our R1, what is this region when it attached to x-axis, and then we have to find out this R and R1, what is their ratio. So we have to find out this part first. So in order to find this area, we attach x-axis, means I will use dx. So this area, I'm going to find out it by using dx. Or more simple, we can use the whole big triangle, because if you want to find out this whole green color, right, we have to integrate. So very a bit troublesome. or we can see it clearly, right? So we can use this big triangle minus the part that we already found. So this area for this R1, region 1, I will use the whole big triangle here. So triangle area will be 1 over 2, base is 2, height is 2. Okay, so 1 over 2, 2, 2, 2, minus the region R that we found, which is 5 over 6. So from here, we can find it. Because you can see the marks here, just 3 marks, no? So means our working should be equivalent to the marks given. Okay, so R1. So deduce their ratio. When you want R ratio to R1, means R will be over R1. So R will be 5 over 6. Over R1, 7 over 6. So you get 5 over 7 means our R ratio R1 is equal 5 ratio 7. So ratio is 2 dot, equal is more, the sign of equal is more long, yeah? So this is 2 line. So this is how we get our 3 marks. The first marks come with our region that we finding our R1. The second mark is come from our doing ratio and write in ratio form. So that will be our part B. So when we go for part C, you have to read it clearly. You see, they say find the volume of the solid generated by region R. So they want us to find back our region R. Okay, so for us to find back the region R, but the question said here, they want to rotate x-axis. They want to rotate about x-axis, so they don't want us to do this volume according y-axis. Supposedly when we see this region, when it attached to y-axis, it will be easier for us to find the volume using dy. You can integrate it directly. Okay, so but this question they ask us to use x-axis, therefore we have to see it vertically. When we say x-axis means we have to see it vertically. Alright, so we have to see it vertically, so like that. So means here just now we already found that is 1. Okay, that is 1. So I just copy back. This is 1. Okay, this is our graph. We want x-axis means everything in terms of x. This is y equals to sub x. This is y equals to 2 minus x. So you want rotate about x-axis, we have to see it vertically. So you can see empty space here. Means when we generate our volume, so our volume formula will come out with pi. Okay, in front here must be pi, no matter it's 360 or 180 or how many degree they want to rotate, the formula still maintain as pi. And we will integrate for referring x-axis. So x-axis, you can see our region here start from 0 until 1. Start from 0 until 1, but we have empty space here, means we were taking our line, okay, 2 minus x squared minus our third function. Our function have to square when we finding our volume. So that is the difference between area and volume. So area just direct integration. Volume, you have to square and then you have to time with your pi in front. So from here, follow back our rules, simplify, and then we use our formula. So we simplify our questions here. So for this linear, so I no need to expand because inside here is linear, I can use formula. I'm going to simplify this square root x, square root and square. So I put it x. Then we start integrate. So when we're using a bracket of linear, the power will be plus 1 over new power. Then don't forget, divide by the coefficient of x, which is negative 1. Okay, so this is formula number 3, which is this, a bracket of x, power plus 1 over new bracket, and then coefficient of x. So if you have x only, just power plus 1 over new power. Power plus 1 over new power. So don't forget our limit. Upper limit is 1, lower limit is 2, lower limit is 0. So our area and formula normally just 4 steps lah. Formula, integrate, writing limit, last step, evaluate. Okay, so now I'm doing the third step, which is writing limit. So just write it clearly, 2 minus 1, substitute upper limit over lower limit. So just write it. Okay, so you no need to calculate anything, just write it clearly. So this is upper limit minus lower limit. Then you can press your calculator. So volume, unit cube. So these 5 marks, of course, the first mark is located at your formula to find your volume. And then doing your integration and answer correctly, integrate correctly. So we give 2 marks here. Writing your upper limits, lower minus your lower limit, and evaluate up.